Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Kyle Wood, and today, fittingly enough, we're going to be learning all about Christmas. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell truth from fiction. Consider this. Most of us think of Christmas as a time for joyous carols and peaceful family gatherings, but would you believe that back in the 1600s, Christmas was actually so rowdy and wild that religious leaders, including the Puritans, completely banned the holiday in both England and parts of America? What do you think? Was Christmas actually outlawed because religious leaders objected? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is Yule. That's Y-U-L-E. While we often use Yule as a synonym for Christmas today, its roots go back much further than the modern holiday. The word comes from the Old Norse word Jol, referring to a midwinter festival observed by Germanic peoples. This festival lasted for 12 days and focused on the return of the sun after the winter solstice, marking a period of feasting and community before the deepest part of winter set in. The etymology of Yule actually shows how ancient traditions merged over time. When Christian missionaries began spreading their faith through Northern Europe, they found it easier to incorporate existing celebrations rather than replace them. This is why we still use Yuletide to describe the season and why the Yule log remains a popular tradition in many homes. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about Christmas. Number 1. Jingle Bells was originally written to celebrate Thanksgiving rather than Christmas. Composer James Lord Pierpont published the song in 1857 under the title The One Horse Open Sleigh. He wrote it for a Thanksgiving Sunday school program at a church in Savannah, Georgia, although some historians argue he wrote it earlier in Medford, Massachusetts. If you think about it, the lyrics don't actually mention Christmas at all. They focus on the thrill of drag racing a sleigh in the snow. The song became so popular during the winter months that it just sort of naturally drifted into the Christmas repertoire. Audiences loved the catchy rhythm and the relatable imagery of winter fun, eventually leading to the name change we know today. And here's a little bonus fun fact related to Jingle Bells. In 1965, astronauts aboard Gemini 6 played a prank on Mission Control by reporting a UFO in a red suit. They then pulled out a smuggled harmonica and bells to perform the song in orbit. This lighthearted moment actually made Jingle Bells the first musical piece ever performed in outer space. Number 2. Many of the feasting and gift-giving traditions we associate with Christmas actually have their roots in an ancient Roman social swap festival. Before Christmas was established on December 25th, Romans celebrated Saturnalia in mid-December to honor Saturn, the god of agriculture. During this week-long festival, social norms were completely flipped. Businesses closed, and enslaved people were treated as equals, often being served dinner by their masters. It was a time of liberty where everyone wore colorful clothes instead of formal togas and focused on pure merriment. During Saturnalia, Romans would exchange small gifts like candles or clay figures and wish each other Lo Saturnalia. When the Roman Empire transitioned to Christianity, many of these joyful customs were absorbed into the Christmas holiday. This tradition of turning the world upside down to focus on charity and equality helped shape the spirit of giving we still cherish today. Number 3. Many people think that Xmas is a modern abbreviation that tries to take the religious meaning out of the holiday, but that actually couldn't be further from the truth. Writing Xmas is not a recent invention. The X actually stands for the Greek letter chi, which is the first letter of the Greek word for Christ. For centuries, the X was used as a sacred shorthand by scribes and monks to save expensive parchment and ink. In fact, the term Xmas has been used in various forms in English dating all the way back to the year 1021 CE. Far from being disrespectful, the use of the X was originally a way to keep the focus on the religious figure at the center of the holiday. By the 15th century, Xmas, spelled Xtemmas, was a common spelling in religious documents, and the shorthand was widely understood by the public. So when you see Xmas written today, you're actually seeing a linguistic tradition that dates back to the very early days of the Christian church. Number 4. Christmas trees as a tradition actually have their roots in set decoration for paradise plays, but they really took off in popularity thanks to the royal family in the 19th century. The tradition of decorating trees actually began as a prop for medieval paradise plays performed on December 24th to tell the story of Adam and Eve. Since it was winter, they used an evergreen tree hung with apples to represent the Garden of Eden. These paradise trees were eventually moved to private homes where the apples served as the primary decoration for centuries. The shift from real fruit to the glass ornaments we know today happened in 1847 in the small German town of Lauscha. A glass blower named Hans Greiner, who couldn't afford real apples to decorate his family tree, decided to blow glass spheres to take their place. These glass apples were so beautiful that other people began ordering them, and soon the town became the world capital of glass ornament production. While the decorated evergreen was an old custom, it didn't become a global phenomenon until 1848. A magazine published a drawing of Queen Victoria and her German husband, Prince Albert, gathered around a decorated tree with their children at Windsor Castle. Because Victoria was a major style icon, families in Britain and America immediately rushed to copy the royal family, eventually importing the beautiful glass ornaments from Germany to complete the look. And our fifth and final fun fact for today. In Iceland, children receive visits from 13 different Yule Lads instead of just one Santa. Icelandic folklore features 13 mischievous brothers who visit children during the 13 nights leading up to Christmas Day. Each lad has a specific personality and a funny name based on the mischief they cause, such as Spoonlicker or Door Slammer. Children leave their shoes on the windowsill, hoping to find small gifts or sweets inside if they've been well behaved. These characters come from ancient mountain legends and were once used to frighten children into behaving, but they've since become beloved, quirky figures. Each night, a different brother arrives to leave a treat, making the build-up to Christmas an extended 2-week celebration. If a child has been well behaved, they might find a toy in their shoe, but if they've been naughty, they might find a rotting potato instead. Now for some news you can use. Since today is Christmas, many of you might be on a winter break from school or work. While we often use advent calendars to build anticipation before the big day, you can use that same idea to keep the joy going throughout the rest of your time off. A break countdown paper chain is a fantastic, low-cost way to spend quality time together and focus on thoughtful activities. All you have to do is cut some strips of construction paper, and before you loop them together in a paper chain, write a specific theme or activity on the inside of each link. The beauty of this is you can customize the mission for each day. You might make it a kindness chain with daily random acts of kindness, like shoveling a neighbor's snowy walkway or writing a thank you note to a teacher. If you're looking ahead to a fresh start for the new year, you could make a fresh start chain to gamify your chores. One link could be find 5 old toys to donate, and the next could be dust the ceiling fans. By doing one small task every day, you turn a big project into a fun countdown that leaves your home feeling bright and ready for a new year. Now, here's a fun little bonus news you can use for today. When I started Fun Facts Daily, my goal was really simple. I just wanted to share the joy of learning new things. But over time, thanks to all of you tuning in, sharing the episodes, and leaving reviews, you've helped the show grow into something really special. I want to give a little something back as a token of my appreciation. While I can't give away something to everybody who listens and supports the show, I can give away a $25 Amazon gift card to one randomly selected listener. Here's how you enter. Just email funfactsdailypod@gmail.com and put the word Yule, Y-U-L-E, in the subject line. Send that over anytime between now and December 30th. I'll pick a winner and send them a digital gift card to brighten their holidays. And by the way, keep your ears open in the future. In the new year, I'll be doing some more giveaways during random episodes as a fun little way of saying thanks for listening and being a part of this community. So again, just shoot me an email, funfactsdailypod@gmail.com, with the subject line Yule by December 30th. Be sure to follow and subscribe so you never miss an episode or an opportunity for a future giveaway. And good luck, and as always, thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, was Christmas really once outlawed because it was just too rowdy and wild? Well, that's a fact. In the 17th century, Christmas in England and the American colonies looked more like a wild carnival than a quiet holiday. People were having wild, raucous parties, spilling out in the streets, and even going door to door demanding food and drink in a practice called wassailing. We can actually see some traces of these origins in some modern Christmas carols today. For example, the song We Wish You a Merry Christmas includes the lines, "Please bring us some figgy pudding," followed by "We won't go until we get some," which was originally an actual threat from rowdy carolers. The Christmas celebrations often featured a custom where a commoner was appointed as the Lord of Misrule, and this person would lead the revelry, and for a short time, everyone had to follow their silly commands, regardless of their social standing. It feels like a bit of a nod to the old Roman Saturnalia role reversals I mentioned earlier in the show. And because things got so out of hand, the Puritans, who believed the holiday was a pagan invention without biblical command, they actually passed a law in 1659 in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, making it illegal to celebrate Christmas. It wasn't until the mid-1800s that the holiday was reimagined as the peaceful, family-centered event we enjoy today. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about Christmas with me today. Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.